It's time for the MLB.
Now it's time for the MLBeat, where we preview all the action from around the league. Like I had mentioned before, the number one series for me was the New York Mets versus the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers came into Queens trying to win the series from the Mets. This was an NLCS rematch from last year. And the Dodgers, they started off on a good foot, on the right foot, They win the first game after a 13-inning marathon. They won that one 7-5. The Oscar Hernandez RBI double and Andy Pages sacrifice fly in the 13th inning. That secured the win for the Dodgers. But the next day, Saturday, the Mets, they bounced right back. The Amazings with a 5-2 victory. Juan Soto's two-run double in the fourth inning broke the tie, and David Peterson pitched effectively to earn the win. He absolutely has been killing it. He's on my fantasy team. I picked this guy up, and he, like I said, he's been killing it, stacking wins, stacking up his points week after week. Game 3 last night, the night game, ESPN night game. New York Mets, they clinched the series win with a 3-1 victory. Pete Alonso, the polar bear, he hits a 2-run homer in the first inning. Kodai Senga, he pitches 5 1/3, allowing only 1 run. And that was it. That's the series W for your New York Mets. And they keep looking good, guys. They keep looking good. But a team that's been looking better than them, the Philadelphia Phillies, they were facing off with the Athletics. They came into the series winning 7 games straight, while the Oakland, can't say Oakland nowadays. You got to call them the Athletics. They came in losing 9 games in a row, and that was extended after the Phillies won the first 2 games. So that gave the Athletics an 11-game losing streak and the Phillies a 9-game winning streak. The Phillies won the first one 4-3. Trey Turner, he led off the game with a homer. And Zach Wheeler, he extended his scoreless inning streak. Trey Turner had himself a ball. He's my fantasy shortstop, and he got me some points this weekend, the whole week, actually. But Saturday's game, Phillies, they secure a 9-6 victory in 11 innings. It took a little while, but they got it. That Saturday night, Alec Bohm, he went 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 ribbies. Kyle Schwarber, he hits a 2-run homer. We're going to talk about him a little bit later on the Braves forecast. And then Sunday's game, the Athletics, they snapped that streak. Like I said, they win the game 5-4. Miguel Andujar, he gets a 2-run double in the 8th inning that proved to be decisive. Next, we had the Detroit Tigers versus the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians won the first game on Thursday, 7-0. Tanner Bybee, he tosses 7 scoreless innings. Saturday's game, the Guardians, they end up winning this one as well, 3-1. Slade Ciccone, he pitched effectively, allowing 1 run over 6 innings. Pretty good start from him. Saturday's game, Cleveland, they secure this one as well. 7-5 win in 10 innings thanks to a 4-run top of the 10th. And then the Tigers, they scored 2 in the bottom half, but it was not enough. But Sunday's game, we had a Maddox. We might stop calling these Maddoxes now. We might have to call it a Tarek Skubal, because the Tigers, they avoid the sweep with a 5-0 shutout. Tarek Skubal, he pitches a complete game, allowing 2 hits and striking out 13. He did that in 94 pitches and 72 of those strikes. So he won up a Maddox. He was absolutely phenomenal. And Zach McKinstry helped them out, hitting a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. So again, the Tigers, they avoid the sweep, but the Guardians, they win that series 3-1. Next, we go to the AL East. Baltimore Orioles versus the Boston Red Sox at Fenway. Thursday's game, like I had mentioned, that got postponed. They're supposed to have a doubleheader, I believe, on Friday, but I think one of those got rained out. So they ended up doing the doubleheader on Saturday. But going to Friday's game, that was a blowout. The Red Sox, they beat up the Orioles 19-5, highlighted by a 13-run 8th inning of shellacking. Rafael Devers Garita, he went 4 for 6 with 8 RBIs. He hits one out the park. Actually, he hit 2 off the park. 3-run homer in the 6th inning, and a grand slam in the 8th inning. That was off position player Emmanuel Rivera, but it still counts. You got to give him the RBIs. Like I said again, 8 ribbies for Devers. Phenomenal game. And the doubleheader the next day. Boston, they won the first game 6-5 in 10 innings with a walk-off single by who? Rafi Devers. He came back. He wins that one. Pack is going crazy. And then Baltimore Orioles, they win the second game 2-1. And to finalize this series, the Orioles, they secure a split in the series with a 5-1 victory. Ryan O'Hearn, he goes 3 for 3 with a homer in the 6th, leading the offense. That was a good series. We're going to go to the Central now, the NL Central, the Cubs versus the Reds. The Cubs, they rallied from a 4-0 deficit to defeat the Reds 13-6. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, he led the charge with 2 homers, a double, and 6 ribbies, including a decisive 7th inning grand slam, grand salami. Get your bread, get your mangú, your plátanos, because he had some salami with him. And Seiya Suzuki, he contributed with 3 hits, including a homer and a double, driving in 3 runs. The second game of the series, the Reds, they respond. They say, you got something for us? We got something for you. They win this game 6-4. Eddie De La Cruz, he hits a first inning homer and tallied 4 ribbies in this one. Cubs starter Colin Rea, he struggled a little bit. He allowed 6 runs over 5 innings. JT, not Justin Timberlake, Justin Turner, and Carson Kelly, they each homer for the Chicago Cubs. They end up losing this one despite those efforts. And then the last game of the series, the Cubs, they secure an 11-8 win. Reese McGuire, in his Cubs debut, he homered twice. Seiya Suzuki added a 3-run homer in the 8th inning to seal a comeback. Cubs still playing good ball. That's good to see from them. And then we had the New York Yankees at the Rockies in Colorado. We thought it was going to be fireworks from the start, but it wasn't. The Rockies, they upset the Yankees 3-2 in the first game, but the Yankees, they bounced back with a dominant 13-1 win, highlighted by a 10-run 5th inning. And then Sunday's game, the Yankees, they clinched the series win. Not a surprise. They win this one, but it was a close one, 5-4. Aaron Judge, he had 2 hits, including a tie-breaking double in the 5th inning. That was it for that series. Next, we had the San Francisco Giants at the Washington Nationals. The Giants, they sweep the Nationals, and they hold them only to 2 runs scored in the series. So pretty much lights out for them. Robbie Ray, he's now a perfect 7-0. 7-0. Nothing with a 2.56 ERA. Have yourself a season, my friend. He's going to the All-Star game. Next, we had the Milwaukee Brewers at the Pittsburgh Pirates. They split this one 2-2. Pirates winning the middle games. So obviously that means Brewers won the first and the last game. You got me? Anyways, Toronto at the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays, they sweep the Toronto Blue Jays and ended up Sunday with a 5-game winning streak. And guess what? It's now at 6 because they won last night. We're going to preview those games later on. We'll probably talk about those on Thursday. But yeah, they're the hottest team right now after sweeping the Blue Jays and winning their game last night. 6-game winning streak for them. Seattle at the Houston Astros. The Astros, they win 3 out of 4 games thanks to a Christian Walker walk-off 2-run homer, which won the game for them 5-3. That was Sunday's game. And the Astros, they're getting closer to the Mariners in the AL West. Next, we had the Kansas City Royals at the Minnesota Twins. The Royals, they win the final game on Sunday 2-1. But the Twins, they won the first 2 games and they secured the series. Texas Rangers at the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox, they must have started getting mad. They got upset. They were playing with on a mission. They almost end up sweeping the 2023 champs, the Texas Rangers, but they battled back and put up 3 runs in the top of the 9th to salvage the series. Then Arizona at St. Louis. The Cards, your Cards, they sweep the D-backs over the week, and they've been playing great baseball. And these were some close games, as all of them were 1-run ball games. But again, Cardinals, they bring out the brooms to the Diamondbacks. They sweep up those Snakes, and that's it for them. And the final series that we had on the MLB. This is how quick the MLB is quick, guys. It's quick. We had the Miami Marlins at the LA Angels. The Marlins, they win this series against the Angels. They lose the opener, but win the final 2 games. And that, let's take a deep breath, guys. Whew, sheesh. That was the action from the weekend. That's how it went down. We had some series start yesterday. I'm not going to say the scores, but it was the San Francisco Giants at the Tigers. That one started. Boston Red Sox at the Brewers. That started. Rockies at the Cubs. That started. Rockies are looking to get into the double-digit win column. Let's see if that can happen. St. Louis Cardinals are at Baltimore against the Orioles. Toronto Blue Jays at the Texas Rangers. Cincinnati Reds at the Royals. Chicago White Sox at the Mets. The Dodgers at Cleveland. Minnesota Twins at Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh Pirates at Arizona. Miami Marlins at the Padres. The New York Yankees at the LA Angels. So those were the series, the games that started yesterday. And we have some 3 more games that are going to start tonight. Or 3 more series that are going to start tonight. That's the Washington Nationals at the Seattle Mariners, the Athletics at Houston in an AL West matchup, and your Atlanta Braves against the Phillies. That is going to be, hopefully it's going to be a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. We'll see about that when we get to the Braves forecast. But before we do that, let's take a look at the standings since it's the beginning of the week. Let's start off in the American League. New York Yankees atop that one, 33-20. They have a comfortable 6-game lead. It's still early, but that's a pretty comfortable lead. The Rays right behind them, 27-26. The Blue Jays, 26-27. They're in third. Boston Red Sox, 27-29, 7.5 games back. And the Baltimore Orioles, 19-34. They're 14 games back. In the AL Central, Detroit Tigers, 35-20. Cleveland Guardians, 29-24. They're 5 games back. Minnesota Twins with the same record as well. Kansas City Royals, 29-26. They're 6 games back. Chicago White Sox, they're there. But I'm not even going to read it because they're finished. AL West, Seattle Mariners atop this one despite losing those games to them. The Astros, they're 29-23. Astros climbing right back, 28-25. They're 1.5 games back. Texas Rangers, 26-29, 4.5 back. LA Angels also 4.5 games back at 25-28. And the Athletics, 23-31, 7 games back. You know, that losing streak was terrible. That dropped them down a whole bunch of spots. But that's just the way it is when it comes to baseball. And here we go to the NL West. The Dodgers atop the NL West, 33-21. The Padres right behind them, 30-22, 2 games back. The San Francisco Giants, 2 games back as well, sitting at 31-23. The D-backs, despite getting swept, they're at 500, 27-27. Only 6 games back. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And the Rockies down in the basement. We're not even gonna read their record right now. We will celebrate, give them a little shout out if they get to double-digit wins. But until then, let's go to the NL Central. The Cubs, Chicago Cubs, 33-21. The Cardinals, their rivals, right behind them, 30-24, 3 games back. Cincinnati Reds, 27-28, 6.5 games back. The Brewers, same identical records, 6.5 games back. And the Pirates, 19-36, 14.5 games back. And in the last division that we haven't reviewed, yes, the NL East. In the NL East, the best team in baseball right now, the Philadelphia Phillies, they're atop this one, 34-19, 642 winning percentage. The New York Mets right behind them, 33-21. They're 1.5 games back. They've won 3 in a row now. The Atlanta Braves, your Atlanta Braves, 25-27, like we mentioned before, 8.5 games back. You got to start clawing back, and you're going to have a chance to do just that starting tonight. Washington Nationals, they're still trying to play some good baseball. They're on and off, on and off. They're 24-29, 10 games back. And the Miami Marlins are 21-31. They're 12.5 games back. That's it for the standings. What a mouthful. And about news around the league, I mean, I only focus on this one. This was Braves related. It was Orlando Arcia after getting released. He has signed with the Colorado Rockies. He's talking about the Rockies. I mean, at least he's going to be able to play, start pretty much every game over there, I'm assuming. So he'll be able to get into the action and hopefully, teach some of those young guys how to do it. So that was it for the MLB. And now we'll head into our next segment.
It's time.